Israel has returned fire on border areas in Lebanon after at least 5 people were injured in missile attacks in northern Israel. It comes after Israel launched over 20 pre-dawn bombings on Gaza with its soldiers involved in face-to-face clashes with Hamas. The Israeli army says it's captured over 100 suspected militants in the coastal strip and have located explosives and smuggling tunnels. A mosque's been destroyed in Gaza City and ground clashes are being reported in the south. Now, the second planned pause in Israel's assault is due to begin on Thursday afternoon to allow humanitarian aid to reach civilians. RT's Paula Slier now joins us live from the Israeli-Palestinian border. Now, Paula, first, let's talk about the rockets being fired between Lebanon and northern Israel. Is this the first sign of a widening conflict?
Well, Israeli radio is reporting that in the last hour, 7 Katyusha rockets landed in northern Israel. The residents in the area have been ordered to remain inside bomb shelters and not to go outdoors. We're only hearing reports at this stage of minor injuries, but the entire area is in a state of high alert and schools have been closed. Now, this is the first time that rockets have been fired into northern Israel since Israel began its offensive in Gaza nearly 2 weeks ago. It certainly does signal that a second front could be opening. Israeli reserve soldiers have been training already for several days, preparing for such a possibility. Hezbollah has denied firing these rockets. Hezbollah saying that if it wanted to take on Israel, it would do so with more than just a few rockets. But yesterday we heard from Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah. He warned Israel not to draw the organization into the current violence, saying that if Israel did so, he had thousands of soldiers ready to fight Israel, and that the last confrontation between Israel and Hezbollah back in 2006 would look like a picnic by comparison. The Lebanese army has issued a statement saying it is investigating who was behind this rocket attack. It is taking it very seriously. We've also heard from Israel that it believes the extremist Palestinian militant group, the Popular Front, could be responsible for these rockets. Now, at the same time, in Gaza, we're hearing from Hamas that as many as 15,000 warriors are waiting for Israeli ground forces as they advance further and further into the Gaza Strip. Israel says it is wrapping up the second phase of its operation in Gaza. It's waiting to hear whether or not there are any developments on the diplomatic front, and if not, it will go ahead with its third phase that will see Israeli soldiers moving into urban centers. Now, this is extremely risky for the Israeli army because urban centers are extremely densely populated. The Israeli soldiers will have no aerial cover. They will be face to face with Hezbollah fighters, many of the fighters not in uniform, many of them looking like civilians, so we will probably witness an increase in the number of Israeli casualties as well as an increase in the number of Palestinian civilian casualties.
Okay, so that's the situation in Gaza City. What about the mood among Palestinians in the West Bank?
Well, the Palestinian mood in the West Bank cities is very mixed. On the one hand, everybody there is extremely concerned with what is happening in Gaza, but you need to remember that the one main difference between the West Bank and Gaza is that while Hamas has a majority in Gaza, in the West Bank it's predominantly controlled by the Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas's Fatah faction. Now, exactly a year ago, these two Palestinian rival groups, Hamas and Fatah, fought each other on the streets of Gaza. As a result, Hamas came into power. Many Fatah fighters fled to the West